Hi everyone, I'm Fabio for Higher Heads Project. Today I'm gonna show you the Quad Cortex by Neural DSP. So probably you already know what is a Quad Cortex. It's an hardware machine and it's basically a modeler and a capture machine. So this means that inside you have already a lot of amplifiers, cabinets, impulse responses, all stock by Neural DSP, but you can also capture your own gear. And when I say your own gear, I'm referring to dynamic gear. So not all the wet gear, of course, not all the modulation, delays, reverbs, and so on and so forth. Only the dynamic part of your gear. So amplifiers, cabinets, you can import your own impulse responses, pedals, only dynamic pedals, so boost maybe, drive pedals, overdrive, fuzz, and so on and so forth. So you can capture all these things and use as a box, as you can see, because the Quad Cortex works with box and line. But let me introduce the features of the machine, so the hardware features with all the connection, and then we'll focus more on the browser and on the sound. So as you can see, the Quad Cortex is a really compact unit. It's really compact. See, my hand is really compact, really handy. You can bring with you on whatever kind of stage. So it's really compact and really powerful, because we will listen and we will see that here, as you can see, there are a lot of stuff going on and it sounds stable really well. So looking on the machine on the top, as you can see, we have this giant touch screen, all touch screen. Then you have this knob, the only knob that is your volume, basically. It's your volume. Here is the power on button, but it's really sensible, and basically you can set the sensitivity of this button. I've placed like a touch, so basically if you touch it, you can see it's telling me if I want to reboot, shut down, or make it standby, or if I want to lock the screen. So this is really great. 8 buttons. These are both switch and rotary knob, and from A to H letter, these are for your presets and manage all the browsers. Then here there is the tuner, so if you hold this, basically you can see the tuner. The tuner is really precise. Okay, and you can also place it as mute, of course, if you don't want to listen your guitar, or unmute, and when you play you can listen. You can also set the tuner different frequencies, so really great. And then here these two buttons are of course a rotary and foot switch button, and these are for the bank up, bank down, and to switch between the presets. Of course, today I'm not show you all the power of this unit, because there are a lot of to say about this, and this unit is in continuous update. So as you can see, at the moment that I'm doing this review, if I go to settings, I can see device updates, and I'm with the Core OS 2.0.3. So maybe right now there are different firmware. Of course, there is also the possibility to share in the cloud the presets. You can download the presets from the community, and you can learn from the presets of the community. All the sound that I show you today comes from my own captures. So if you like, you can also download and search for presetsforall.com if you want to download high quality captures. So talking about the connection, as you can see, we have double inputs. It's a combo XLR and TRS. This means that this unit is not only for guitars, it's for keyboard, it's for vocalist. So you can also enter to use this for vocals. It's really a unit useful for every kind of sources. Then you have 4 connection, 2 stereos for the send and return, so you can really create all the routing that you want. Of course, you have the connection for the captures and to listen with your headphones. 4 main outputs. 2 are the mains in XLR connection and 2 with the TRS connection. Then here you have the MIDI if you want to control this unit or control other unit via MIDI, and of course the expression pedals. Two expression pedals you can connect to control whatever you want inside. USB for the connection with your computer if you want to use the Quad Cortex as audio interface. You can do that. If you don't have an audio interface, you can purchase only the Quad Cortex and record with this unit. And of course the 12-volt plug for the power supply. So let's listen some sounds and let's see how the browser works. On the top you have the name of the presets that you are using. In the middle, of course, all the blocks that's going on. From left you have the input. So I'm, for example, right now I have the input 1, so this is, and I have the split, lot of stuff going on, and I'm going with the output on the left. Multi-output means that you are going output to whatever you want. You can also touch and decide which kind of outputs you want to use, if only mono, if only one, or if you want to go to the row 3 and 4. So if you go, so basically the first two lines are for the first path, and then you can go to the second. But right now, as you can see, I'm using both together with the same input because I have input 1 and input 1. So these are in parallel right now, and I'm going output to multi-output. Swipe down from above and you can see all the outputs. So you can see all basically the connection you have here in hardware. Here you can see the software. You can see and customize all the input level if you want the Phantom or not, because you can use this with Phantom if you want to use with your microphone, or if you are recording, capturing all the sounds. As you can see, you can link these two, the output, MIDI, expression pedal, you can calibrate your pedal, and so on and so forth. USB, you can change all the level to record. Swipe above and you can customize also the global EQ. Now there is the global EQ for the entire sound, okay? So this is placed after everything. You have this global EQ and you can customize this. You can also customize the global EQ, for example, if you have different guitars, different pickups, so you can customize this global EQ. Then swipe from the down, swipe up. As you can see, you have the visualization of all your Stompbox, so what you have assigned to each button, because right now I'm using the unit as Stompbox. You can change between Stompbox, presets, and scene, but let's see in a moment. So as you can see here, I can change and I can active or not. The same here. If I press, as you can see, I'm active or disengage some parameter. So if I'm playing, now there is the tremolo. Equalization. The room. You can use, of course, the machine in 3 modes. Now, as you can see here, is written stomp, and basically when I press my button, as you can see, I'm disengaging or not a stomp. If I change here, I can control the scene. So for example, this is my first scene. As you can see, my A scene. Or my scene B. So now there is the tremolo and other stuff. Scene C. So I can engage different Stompboxes at the same time with the scene, okay? But I can also change to presets. So for example, A is a different preset, B is loading a different preset. So as you can see, it's changing also the name. So first preset is, for example, my UAFX Robbie. This is a capture. If I change B, we'll engage a different kind of preset, and this will not be immediately, instantly, okay? There are some latency if you change between completely different presets. And in the same preset, I can switch to scene, and I can change the scene for these presets. And this is instantly. But you can also use the unit in hybrid mode. What does it mean? It means that you can combine, for example, the scene with stone boxes. And let me show you. You can go here on the settings, you can go on modes configuration, and here, as you can see, you can combine for the hybrid mode. Basically, I can go here, scene and stone boxes together. And as you can see now, the yellow switches are for my scene and the blue are for my stone boxes. Let's press OK. Now here, as you can see, I can go to presets, hybrid mode, or preset. So it's combined now the scene and the stone boxes. So let's try. So with this I can engage or not my stone boxes. And with this, I can completely change the scene. As you can see, I'm engaging together these two kind of stone boxes. Okay, it's really useful. Let me now change again to normal. Okay, so it's really useful. Now, how to manage with all your presets? You can go here to the name of the preset, and as you can see here, you have a lot of folder to choose from. So you have the recent, favorites. Here are all the presets, the downloads, so what you have downloaded from the cloud. Factory presets from Neural DSP. My presets is the preset that you have customized. Then you have all the captures here, captures from the clouds or captures from Neural DSP, and your impulse responses. So here, as you can see, you have all the presets. These are all my presets, and basically all the presets you can find on captures or presets, downloadable. Let's, for example, choose this one. Is based on the EVH 5150 iconic amplifier. So I can switch inside this one to stomp or to scene. So I can switch to my first scene. Second scene. Let's now focus on the blocks. What you can do with this quad cortex? Well, as you can see, I have different blocks right now. I can show you this one, and then I'll show you all the blocks that you can use. So here, as you can see, I have double gate. If I press inside, I can see this is a simple gate, and I'm using these two because basically I'm make it working different ways, one on some frequencies and the other on other frequencies. How to manage this? Well, basically you have to press on the routing. Hold the routing. As you can see, you can create the splitter that I did, and you can customize if you want it to work as crossover, balanced, AB. I made a crossover and I put different frequencies, so it's really complex, the machine. It's really difficult to show you everything here in this video. I'll not show you, of course, all the features in this video. So then I have, for example, an equalizer. You can customize whatever you want. You can also add different other equalizer and change the kind of shape. For example, this is a low pass and I can customize as I want. Then I have, for example, a drive. This is a Freeman BOD. You can customize whatever you want. This is a capture. So in the capture, you can customize bass, mid, treble, and volume, and the gain. And you can also change, of course, the capture you want. And this is the speaker. In this moment, I have double speakers. These are impulse response made by me, and so on and so forth, okay? You can create your routing. Of course, you have to keep in mind that the routing is how you usually place the pedals with your real amplifier. So basically, you have the guitar, you have the gate, then you have some dynamic pedals, and this is the drive and the equalizer. Then, of course, you have your amplifier, and this is the capture that I'm using. After the amplifier, you have the cabinet, and this is the impulse response. And then I'm going, for example, to the third line, sorry. And here, after all the kind of dynamic part, you have the wet part, so the send and return. And here I've placed, for example, this is a compressor, and then I have some equalizer, but here I have, for example, tape delay. So it's really simple to create a routing. For example, here I wanted to go out with my send and return. If I have real pedals, so I can go here and say, well, I want to go out from the send one, and here I cannot listen anything right now because I'm going out with the send one, and I can connect my other pedals, and then from here I have to go with the return. So the return one, basically I have the other. So in this way I can engage my pedals. So let's see all the effects and stuff that you have here. So for example, let's go here and let's go here on the settings, and as you can see, you can change device, you can copy device, you can set other parameters, you can assign to expression pedal, and so on and so forth. Lots of stuff you can do. But let's go to change device, and as you can see here we have lots of stuff: amplifier, guitar or bass, and you have all these kind of amplifier. These are all models of amplifier, okay, are not captures. These are all models stock by Neural DSP, like a normal modeler, okay? And you have lots of stuff here. Then you can go to Neural Capture, and these are all the captures factory from Neural DSP, but of real cabinet, not the models, but real. Oh my God, there are lots of, you can also scroll with the name. Then of course you have here my captures, and these are all the captures I did with my own personal gear. Okay, scrolling, there are a lot of stuff here, guys. And here to download all the shared presets and captures with your own friends on the clouds. Of course, here you have the cabinet, so some model of the cabinets, overdrive, lot of stuff for guitar, lot of stuff for bass, delays, you can choose different kind of delays, reverb, compressor, are also modeled some famous compressors, so the legendary 87, pitch, you have mini voicer, this is really great, polyoctaver, pitch shifter, modulation, as you can see you have lots of real pedals. Okay, so let's play something and let's listen some presets. For example, let's start, I don't know, this Super Red Hassel. This is a capture from my own Supro Statement amplifier. Let's switch to another one. some children of Bodom sounds. Are you dead yet? Alright guys, this is the Quad Cortex by Neural DCP. Of course, this is a video about the features in general about this Quad Cortex because it's a really complex machine. So guys, it was Fabio for Higher Hertz. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.